All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get this show on the road. All right, let's get these tweets out. Perfect. All right. Jumped on here a little early. Look at that. Eric Evans, first one on. Good morning, good morning. What's going on? Den, good morning, good morning. Al-Kaizi, good morning. What's going on? All right, guys. Jamarcus, good morning. Angel, good morning. All right. Getting people to slowly roll in here. We are going to wait till about 8:35. Have everyone kind of roll in here slowly. And once everyone's in here, we'll get going. Daniel, good morning. Daniel Ramos, good morning. J1, good morning. What's going on? All right. Gonna wait a few minutes for everyone to kind of roll in here. Once everyone's here, we can get it going. Usually wait till about 8:35. Once we have everyone kind of coming in, then we get the show on the road. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. Alright, let's see what the jobs report number is. Should be coming out just now. Let's take a look. 200K versus the forecasted 210. So that is a positive for the time being here. All right. It's 8:30. We'll wait till 8:35. Get everyone to kind of roll in here slowly, and then we'll take it from there. Marjan, good morning. Sky, good morning. Good morning. Rayhan, good morning. I don't know what I got. Allergies or something going on. All right. It's 8:30. We should get some more people rolling in here. Yusuf, good morning, my man. Nando from the Bando. Top of the morning. What's going on, man? Unique name you got there. Nando from the Bando. All right, it's 8:31. We'll wait about 4 more minutes, and then we'll get things popping off here. If you guys are here early on, please go ahead and smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it, as would YouTube for whatever reason. But yeah, go ahead and smash that like button. There's about 44 of you in here now. Let's get those likes. Foolish Snowboarder, good morning. Nancy, good morning. Everyone smash that like button. Appreciate you as always. Alright, LM, good morning. Walk the Poon, good morning. I did. Thank you. Brian Whitman, happy Thursday, everybody. Yes. Happy Thursday. Thursday are my favorite days because we get through this day, and tomorrow is Lotto Friday, which I kind of love having fun with. You always get a kick from it when you see it, do I? Nando from the Bando. There's actually a chicken shop down here in Toronto called Nando's. So, Ion, my man, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Alright guys, it's 8:33 a.m. here. Got about 2 more minutes. If you guys are here, there's 57 of you. Go ahead and smash that like button before we get started. Terry, yo. Little Johnny, good morning, my man, good morning. Alright guys, got about 2 minutes here, maybe about a minute and a half, and then we'll get kicked off with the market sentiment. We'll dive into the levels, we'll talk about some free alerts, and then at the end we'll go ahead and get to some of the tickers you guys want me to look at. But of course, make sure you let me know if you're looking to day trade it, if you're looking to swing trade it, calls or puts. That way I can get an idea of what you want to do and help you guys out. Daniel Atkinson's, good morning. A Al-Kaizi just joined your Discord. Looking forward to a great day. Awesome, man. Welcome to the fam. Little Johnny, you just be here every day. Good morning from Los Angeles. Good morning, man. Your damn city is so cold. All you people in the West Coast, man. I don't know. All I did was freeze on the West Coast. It's freezing out there. San Francisco was cold. LA was cold. And I came back to Toronto and it's hot as shit in here. I don't know what's going on with the world, man. Alright. 8:34 here. We got about a few seconds. We'll wait before we dive in. I like to keep things to routine here. So 8:35, we'll dive right into the levels and we'll get going here. Steve, good morning. Alright guys, it is 8:35. Let's get this show on the road. So, taking a look at SPY. What do we got? We had, let me pull up my handy dandy pen here. We had initially our first bottom and then we pushed up, right? Then we came in and we put in this other bottom. Essentially what we had put in is this double bottom that we put in here, okay? Now, when you put in that double bottom, every double bottom has a neckline. So where was our neckline? Our neckline on the double bottom was right here at this, 408.63 level. Okay, perfect. So we put in that double bottom. We broke out on this day with pretty good candle here. We opened and we pushed straight up. All right. Then we came in on this day, putting in an indecision candle, which was, I believe, Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. And then yesterday we had that sell-off. All right. Now that sell-off came, we retested this neckline and we held right above that. All right. So that's a fairly good sign. Now what we need to do is, if we're looking for an upside move, we need to stay above this 408 level. We need to hold this neckline and we need to respect this little 20-day moving average. So far right now, it looks like that is taking place. What are we sitting at? We're sitting at 410.90. So yeah, we're still doing okay here and holding up. That's the level we got to watch here. This 408, this 406 level. If we maintain above this, great. We could look to retrace back up and push towards this 50 moving average sitting at 425. All right, that's what we're looking at right now in this current condition. All right, if we lose this 406, 405 level, obviously we open doors to try to come back down here. However, I would love to stay above this 20-day moving average and at least see a push into this 50 moving average here. Okay, now let's take a look into the closer time frames and see what levels we're looking at. All right, let me put this on my levels here. Perfect. So these are the levels I have drawn, and I highly suggest you take a photo of this, you screenshot this, you jot down these levels. They come to play almost every single day, and I don't really adjust my SPY and Q levels. I have them. I continuously have them on my charts. And take a look at what's going on here. Right. Yesterday we rejected this 415.80. We came down, found support at 407. And then we rejected this area right here, right? This area is what? This 412 area. Now we're coming back into this 412 area again and seeing rejection and slowly rolling over. All right, so what does that mean? To me, this 412 level is the key area I'm paying attention to today. 412.20, all right? If we manage to get above this 412.20 area, then we can look to retest this 413, 415, which is yesterday's high. And only if we get above that, we could look to push towards this 418, 419 area. All right. So the key level for me today is 412.20. If we fail to get above 412.20, then we do have the possibility to come back to these lows of 408, which is respected in the after hours here, and obviously 407, which is respected at the low of day yesterday. Now, if we lose those levels, then you open doors down to 405 and 413. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here for you guys. You can take a screenshot of it. When this live is over, obviously it's available on YouTube as well. You can take a look at it. Just make sure you understand these levels and how they kind of come into play. Just put them on your charts and see how well they're respected. All right, so that's the SPY for us today. We really need to get above this 412 area. This area right here is what I'm looking at. You can see all these areas of resistance right here on it, and as well as yesterday at that 412 area. So the 412.20 is what I'm paying attention to. Walked upon, man, thank you so much. You didn't need to donate money, man. I didn't even know that was a thing here on YouTube. I appreciate you. Wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. Thank you so much, my man. So 412 is the level we're keeping an eye on. All right, now let's take a look at the Qs. Are these levels both support and resistance, Julian? Yes. So if price action is under that level, then obviously that level is resistance. If price action is above that level, then that level becomes support. All right. So taking a look at the Qs here, guys, same very similar look. We had this dip down here, pushed up. We had another dip that we kind of essentially put in a little bit of a double bottom, not as clean as SPY. Again, we know overall we've had weakness in tech names, so not as clean as we had on the SPY. And you can see the neckline being that 306. We actually penetrated under that, versus if I pull up the SPY chart, you can see we maintained above that 408 level, right? So let's take a look at the Qs again. Now, what are we looking at on the Qs? The Qs, we're still respecting this 20 moving average. You can see price hit this 20 moving average to a cent, and we started seeing some buyers step up, all right? Ideally, we need to get this back above that 406 level. So now I'm going to get out of here. Ideally, I want to flag above this 20 moving average, look to push these 317.50s, and obviously that 50 moving average again. If we do roll over, like I said with the SPY, and we lose this 20 moving average, we could look to track back down. So let's get to the 15-minute time frame here and put my levels back on for you guys. What are we seeing here again, right? Very similar look to what happened with the SPY. Let me pinch this down so we can see. You can see this level right here, right? Again, being respected right here, all right? That's the 308.59 level. So that to me is the level we need to pay attention to. Rejected it again here, rejected it again almost all day near the end, and in the pre-market here. So 308.59 is the level I'm paying attention to today. If we do get above this 308.59, great. We could look to push towards 311, 313, which is near yesterday's high, and then 316 area, right? If we fail to get above this early on, if we have struggle getting above this 308.59, then we can look to roll back over 305, 303, and ideally that big 300 psychological number, all right? So make sure, again, you take a screenshot of this. 308.59 is that pivotal point in today's trading, just as if we go to the SPY, that pivotal area is 412, right? So 412.20 on the SPY and 308.59 on the Qs is the levels I'm paying attention to, all right? Should be here every day. All right, so let me dive into the free alerts here, guys. We took care of the SPY and the Qs. We know what we're looking at. We know what we need to pay attention to for upside moves. Now let's take a look at a few other names here, all right? Cost. So I'm watching cost here. The reason why I'm looking at cost is it's found this resistance area and it fails to get above this area, and it's starting to look like it wants to roll over, all right? So I'm looking at cost under this 455 level. If we can get under this 455 level, we can see we have some support right here. Let me put this up right here. All right, 455. if we get under 455, we should see this come down into the next support area of around 436. All right. Now, if this does push back up and we do get back above that 461 level, right, which is this area right here, yesterday's essentially flag that's essentially put in here. If we get over 461.50, then we could look to try to push back into this 469 area. Okay, so two things I'm looking at on cost here: 455 to the downside, and if market decides to push, or if it shows relative strength. You know, some days these Costco, Walmart names do tend to show relative strength. If that's the case and we get above 461.50, then I will look to take it to the upside over that 461.50 area and then puts under that 455 area. So both ways to trade it. Anything in between I probably won't get involved, and that's simply because if we break above this resistance, you can see it's got room to kind of push up here, and it always does push up to this 469 area. Now, if under 455, obviously the next big support comes from back down here, and some support here in the after hours when earnings took place. So 446, 443 definitely possible. All right, that is cost. Now, next one is CRM. CRM was actually a great trade for us yesterday. We got in right at this push here and took advantage of it on the way up. Obviously, I see money take money, so I took profits way too early on that one. But what we're looking here on CRM is if we get over that 177 level, I'm looking to buy calls. And that 177 level, essentially, we got 177. It should be actually 178. If we get over 178, I'm looking to push this back above towards these highs of 184. All right. Now, on the downside, we need to lose 175. Right. We need to lose 175. Then if we lose that, we could fall to this 171 area, which is a support from a daily level that comes from back when. And under that, we try to fill that gap on the earnings because we closed on May 31st right here at around this price right here, around 161, and the price gapped up here. So under this 175 level, it does have a gap to fill to the downside that it could take advantage of too. All right, both ways to play this: over 178 to the upside, under 175 to the downside. CVNA is the next one. You can see this one's looking pretty interesting, coming right down to this 2630 support. It's pretty much kissing this support area right here. So that's what I'm paying attention to. I mainly like this on the downside. If we can break this 2630 to the downside, great. We open up doors to at least 24, 23 area, and then your 2260 support on the daily. All right, so I like this on the downside. If it does get back above 27, you could try to take this pop to the 2820 area, but I do like it better on the downside, so under the 2630. Okay, now let me talk about how and when you guys should take these trades. A lot of people always ask me, so I'm going to talk about it again. If it's within the first 10-15 minutes and we open up pretty close to the trigger and the trigger breaks right here, I'm always taking the trigger right as it happens right here. Okay, if it's within the first 5-10 minutes, I take the trigger and I take advantage of this big move down that takes place in the first 5-10 minutes of the open. All right, now this does put you in a position where the trade becomes higher risk because you don't have an area to kind of stop out. You really have to use your own rules to kind of stop out of the trade because it's not so much a pattern but a trigger level that we're taking advantage of. Okay, now once the day goes on, let's say it doesn't come to trigger and there's about 2 hours that pass by and price action kind of consolidates and then triggers down here. What you want to happen here is you don't want to take that break right there. You have to wait for the retest to come back up or do some sort of a bear flag right here, and then you can take the trade right under that level right here for that continuation to the downside. Okay. You can't take the trade right at that trigger after 2-3 hours has passed simply because volume always dies after the first 10-15 minutes. It's a very common thing. You can take a look across the map here. Volume starts up very high and always decreases going into the lunchtime. And that's when market makers and algorithms start playing with retail traders because volume dies. And then in the last few hours of the market open, you can see always the volume starts picking back up again. Right? So anything in between here, right, is where it becomes risky. This is 11 to 2, right? From 11 to 2, volume dies down. It becomes really hard to kind of take breakout trades and so forth. So you have to be really careful on taking breakout trades at that point. You have to wait for the retest and kind of take advantage of the next pattern that kind of formed itself. All right, so that is that. Now I'm going to dive into the chat and see if you guys have any questions. If you do, let me know what ticker you guys are looking at. If you're looking to day trade it, if you're looking to swing trade it, and are you looking to buy calls or puts? Because I kind of need to know which side of the trade you want to be on, and then I can kind of take it from there. Walk the Pond, again, thank you so much for that donation, man. I didn't even know that was a thing on YouTube, but thank you so much. He says, appreciate everything you do. Always look forward to your daily market outlooks and watch list. All your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Thanks again. I appreciate you so much, man. You are the man. Simon Applause, welcome back from vacation. Morning from Toronto. Good morning. Ali Rios, good morning from London, Ontario. Nice, nice. Good morning. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Zazo? Diego Fung, EQT swing play 50 calls for August 19. All right, let's take a look at EQT. Let's take a look at the daily since you're trying to swing it. All right, so to me, this is a little bit extended from the moving averages. All right, I think you're trying to buy 50 calls. I would wait to see if you can form a better pattern up here. Yeah, we hit this 50 moving average. We had a little bit of a pin bar here that took off from there, but I don't see much of a pattern here if you get involved. The issue with buying calls all the way at the highs here is that this could possibly come back and retest this 20 moving average or retest this prior high before turning around and going higher. Now, will you be able to sit through this pullback as soon as you buy the call, right? So because there's no pattern here, I would suggest you either one, wait for a pullback into the 20 moving average, or wait for a retest of this prior breakout right here, right? That's one area that you can wait for. A lot of people also wait for retests of that prior breakout. You can take the retest here, you can take the retest to bounce off the 20 moving average, but to buy calls right here at all-time highs or 52-week highs, not sure where the stock is actually sitting right now, you put yourself in a position of essentially you're chasing this move, right? You could come back and pull back, and at that point you could be down 30-40% in your options before this decides to kind of track back and take up higher. Okay, so possibly wait for a pullback into support or a moving average, or wait for this to kind of flag and show you some sort of a pattern. CNX call / swing. CENX. CENX. This sounds like a name that's been pumped sometimes, if I'm not mistaken. Centron Aluminum. All right, so to me, this looks like it's trying to bear flag here. It's sitting at support. It's got pretty decent support here. Let me see. Got pretty decent support. You can see it continuously bounces from this level. I think to buy calls here, you really have to wait for this downtrend to kind of break out. Either wait for 1270, right, to break out. You need to get out of this consolidation. You're still stuck in this consolidation, and a consolidation under a downtrend could mean that it's setting up to break for another leg lower. Now, the only way you want to take calls on this is you have to wait for this 1270 to break to the upside. If it does break to the upside, your first area of resistance is going to be this 20 moving average that's going to be in your way, and then obviously these prior highs that we saw some rejection at right here at 1470, 1439. Okay, so those can be your targets. If you get above that 1270 level, you can look to kind of try to push these targets. This move is a 5% move, and then up here is another 11-12% move, which can pay really good in the options or even in shares if you're trading on shares on a $12 stock, right? So I would wait for a 1270 to break. Then you can kind of take that trade right there. First target's 1350, and then 1420, 1430. Good morning from sunny Florida. Thank God. Florida's nice and sunny, man. Let's get it today. Let's go. Oxy put day trade below 69.79. Let's take a look at Oxy. Let's take a look at the 50-minute time frame. So put day trade below 69.79. Below 69.79. The 69.79. I'm not really. I mean, I'm seeing this level as resistance right here, if that's what you're kind of paying attention to. So it is seeing some topping wicks here, but I think in order to get into some puts on this one, you have to get under that 69.35, right? This is the level of support or resistance it had, and then it broke above it, and it's kind of holding above it now here. So 69.30, then you can look to try to take puts on this, but you have to keep an eye on the market, because these oil names tend to do better when the market is weak. In the last few months, we've seen this kind of pan out like this. Every time the market was showing weakness, you had oil names push up higher. So keep an eye on the market. If the market decides to push up and you see some weakness in the oil name, then you can kind of take this trade to the downside. But if market's showing weakness and oil's pushing, obviously you're not going to have that trigger, so you can stay away from it. But I think the better trigger on this would be 69.30. Once that breaks, you can take advantage to possibly fall back down to the 68.20 before it bounces like it did yesterday. Do your levels act, Julian, do your levels act as both support and resistance, or do they differ? What the fuck is that? I have no idea what that noise was. So the levels act as both support and resistance. Yes, because once an area of support is broken down, then it becomes your new area of resistance. So old support broken down becomes new resistance, and new resistance broken to the upside becomes new support. So that's why I never really erase my SPY levels, right? Because this level, as much as it is, resistance right now, if we get back above it, this new level of resistance becomes support. So your lines can act as resistance and support, right? So you have to pay attention to that. Sorry guys, I have no idea what that was. Yeah, so you guys got to pay attention to those. Always, it's good to keep all your levels on the charts, especially with SPY and the Qs, because they will eventually come into play. UPST put below 44 to go back down to 38 support level. All right, let's take a look at UPST. UPST has always done crazy things, man. In the last few days, it's got drastic pushes, and then drastic pulls. But you're looking at this for puts below 44. I think 44 would be a little too low. All right, I think if you're gonna day trade this, you could take this trade right under this, even yesterday's low, 45.30. You can see it's made a strong push on, May 27th. So it puts it in a nice little pocket here. If you can get under 45.30, you could see that flush to that 42.70 support. And then really under that, it opens up to 40 level as well. All right, so it is kind of stair-stepping down here. After that big yank down, you do have this little consolidation that's taking place from yesterday into this trading day today. So over 47, you could see a push back up on a small little reversal, but under 45.30, I think this does roll back over and try to hit these support levels that you can see was respected here multiple times on May 26th. Inside day for QCOM, what is your strategy on it? Let's take a look. QCOM inside day 6. So yeah, you're right. It's inside day, pretty close to the top of that day though, but it is an inside day. Inside days, this is how you gotta treat them. You gotta, the low of that prior inside day is your trigger to the downside, and the high of that prior inside day is your trigger to the upside. However, we do have decent resistance put in right here at 141. So if this does break to the upside, I would take this trade over the 140 area. Okay, I don't want to wait to take the trade all the way up here at 144, because then the big chunk of the move is going to be done. I like this resistance here at 140. If we get above that, I'd rather take advantage of this move up into this area of resistance right here at 144. So that's 140.150 to 144. You get about a 2.5 point move that you can take advantage of before it comes into this resistance area right here. All right. So on this one, over 140, 140, you can try the calls to 144. However, I think on the downside, you really have to clear the low though, right? I'd like to see 138 break because you have 200 moving average here. You have some support at 138. You need to watch this 138 break, which would be the trigger on the inside day to the downside. AFRM put. Let's take a look at AFRM. Ooh, AFRM looks good here. So AFRM, ugly dump yesterday. Again, putting in this, channel that it's in here right now. Big yank, essentially a big sideways consolidation that's taking place. 2378, 2375 would be the level I would look for puts here. It's got room to kind of come back down to that 2120 area. Or at least 2250, which is this low of May 26th, right? I would pay attention to this one under 2378, 2375. Not a bad idea. I do kind of like this one. Guys, if you guys are here, go ahead and smash that like button. There's like 75 of you guys. If you do smash that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, remember that I do come here every Thursday, 8:30 a.m. I think the only one I missed was actually last week because I was traveling. But for about a year and a half, I've been on here every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So that wraps it up here, guys. I got to get back into the room and get ready for the trading day today. Hopefully you guys are all staying safe. If you had a question that I didn't answer, go ahead and shoot me a message on Twitter or Discord. I pretty much answer all my DMs and questions that you guys have at all times. Appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Remember, every Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we're back here doing the exact same thing, going through market analysis, going through some free alerts, and going after some of the tickers you guys find value in. All right, appreciate every single one of you guys. Go ahead and smash that like button if you're still here, and we'll catch you all next week right here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.